busy chat. Hello Facebook, welcome. Hello YouTube watching on Catch Up. Today we're going to be talking about skin cleansing, particularly as we move into the colder, cooler seasons. Maybe we are wrapping up warm inside or we're going outside. I certainly went out for the first time in a woolly hat this morning. My goodness, yeah, I really feel there's a chill in the air. So what effects does this have on the skin? How do we best care for it? We talked about cleansing for the face so many times, but what about the rest of the body? So today we've got Lainey on Facebook. So Lainey will be able to pop in any of the links that we need. And on Instagram, I'll obviously make sure that we put the links in the caption afterwards. We do have a brilliant Liz Loves, by the way, with our great guest joining us from Earle Wellbeing. And that is going to be 15% off everything on earleverum.com. Okay, earleverum.com. Dominic is a brilliant guest. He's been with us before, and it's always such a pleasure to talk to a brilliant, naturally based British brand. And I'm just going to click on here. Let's get our connections going. There we go. And oh, is it dark and wet and windy in Cornwall? I was there last week in St Ives. Loved it. Went sea swimming. Such a tonic, even though it was quite chilly. It was great. In fact, the air felt warmer coming out of the sea, but it was good to do a dip. Hello, Dominic.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm super well. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm just going to try and make you a bit louder.
Oh, good plan. I'll turn all my volumes up as well, because I know that this is a chat that we're all going to want to hear lots and lots of. And I have to say, Dominic, since we've connected, it's been so great to look at the journey of Earle Wellbeing. Many of us may remember it from distant years. We might have grown up with it, with our mothers, our grandmothers even, because it's such an established traditional British brand, isn't it? Do you want to give us a bit of history?
That's right. Well, we've just celebrated 90 years since the creation of Earle Wellbeing bath oil, which basically was the brand. Yeah, it started life in Germany as a German brand. I think some of your listeners may have seen before, but it came about quite by accident in a way, because it was formulated by a couple who were deeply fascinated with the therapeutic powers of essential oils and spent a long time as a hobby, really, and they developed a great deal of knowledge and decided to try and make their own fantastic therapeutic oil just to give to friends and family for Christmas presents one year. And the response was so rapturous that they were forced to start small-scale production, and word of mouth spread through Germany, eventually to the UK, and they heard that the Queen of England was using Earle Wellbeing bath oil, and this had come about because of the Duke of Edinburgh's connections with his sort of German sporting associates, and he'd used it for recovering from exercise and things like that.
How fascinating.
And he happened to get his barber by royal appointment, Truepen Hill, Mayfair, to keep stock of that. And my dad used to get his haircut there. And so through this sort of convoluted way, it came to the attention of my mum and dad, who recognised it as an amazing product, went to Germany and said, we want to distribute this in the UK. And that carried on until finally we had the opportunity to buy the brand and could finally do something. And people who remember it of old remember very different packaging. It was quite medicinal looking.
Yes, but the smell is amazing. If you've never smelled Earle Wellbeing, and you've kept that same recipe. And I have to tell you, I was in Germany not that long ago, and they are so far ahead with all their natural therapies. I think they've got this real long tradition of using therapeutic doses of things like essential oils.
They do indeed,
It was amazing. I was at a fasting clinic, and I went through different stages of, feeling headachy and tired and not sleeping so well. And every time I went to the nurse, she would pull out these naturopathic remedies, and I think, oh, well, that's not going to work, is it? Come on, can't I just have an aspirin or something? And, blow me, they were so effective, and they're just sort of steeped, aren't they, in this culture of using herbal, natural ingredients for wellness.
That's right. Germany was the epicenter of the spa renaissance in Central Europe, And so, there were over 1,000 towns in Germany ending in Bad or Baden, which means spa or bath, and they're so advanced. And sometimes I think I'm living in the wrong country, because you can get spa stays on your health insurance. They regard it.
I know. When I was at this amazing spa clinic, there are people, therapeutically recovering.
Yes.
From all sorts of things. It was just amazing.
What are we doing?
I mean, what are we doing? Come on, let's start a petition. And do you know, I have to say, just very quickly before we move onto your lovely new things, and I'm so thrilled that this brilliant brand has got, you know, such lovely family British owners and is extending it using that heritage. This we talked about last time, which is the firming body oil. I have been using daily.
Great.
On my battered old hips and thighs, and it's fantastic. I really wouldn't be without it. I mean, you can see how I'm genuinely using it, but it lasts a long time. Your formulations are super concentrated, aren't they?
They are. That's right. Yes.
And I've had this ages. So
That's right. Early on, someone said, "So what's the carrier oil?" I didn't actually understand what they meant because I'd never even thought about. Putting things in just to sort of bulk up. Everything in our ingredients has a purpose and goes towards the purpose of the product. So,
and it's looking so smart. I have to tell you, I've actually opened. I did keep the boxes just to show everybody, because we've got your brand new. This is the body cleanser that we're going to focus on today. With also, there's a fantastic hand and treatment as well. But it just looks so super smart. But inside, these are the beautiful glass. Actually, this is a recycled plastic bottle, isn't it? But some of your things are in glass, and it just looks so chic. Tell us about the cleanser, because it's a different form of body cleansing, isn't it?
That's right. This has been a very long journey for me. I mean, I particularly I'm very sensitive to, sulfates and things like that in cleansers. And I get, it makes me squeaky, which is not a good thing, that makes me
too
feel
stripping.
tight.
They're too dehydrating. I mean, I have a tendency towards eczema, and so do all my kids.
Yes,
You've got to be super careful with anything that's the sodium lauryl sulfate, the laureth sulfates.
Exactly.
So drying, especially now, because our skin is just getting whipped. All the moisture is being whipped out of it in the cold air.
Exactly, and that, as you know, it's dry. Cold air is dry, so it's drying. Just we have the central heating on sooner or later, and it becomes, we're living in a city here in London, and the environmental aggressors from pollution and what have you, UV, and there's so much attacking your skin. It's such an important organ. It's an amazing organ. It covers your body, and works tirelessly night and day to kind of protect you.
Yeah. Just being asked actually whether the cleanser is for bath or shower. I've been using mine in the shower. Had a shower this morning. You were in my shower, Dominic, this morning in the form of the Alvarum. And it was a very lovely experience, I have to say. It smelled great. The skin felt really smooth afterwards. But I would imagine that you could pop this in the bath if you wanted a foamy bath, could you?
I think it would work, but I haven't tried it actually, to be honest with you. I haven't done it yet because I've never really done that for the various reasons I've just described.
You've got the bath oil as well, so you could have that.
But we were always asked, I don't have a bath, and showering, the balance is a little bit more redressed now, but when we first started thinking about creating a body cleanser, many more people would have showers than baths, and that, since pandemic, a lot of people have rediscovered bathing, which is great. But they love the fragrance of the bath oil. So what can I use this in the shower? And so we knew we had to try and create something with the same fragrance, if we could do it at all possible. But I was sort of, at that time I went into looking at sort of natural cleansers, and I felt that, we always had to make an excuse. There was always a sort of, we had to compromise if it was natural on quality and experience, and it didn't foam, and it didn't, and it was quite watery. And I thought, well, surely that's not right. We've got to be able to make something better than this. And so I said to my formulator, right, here's my wish list. I want it to foam, because we have, because
you feel clean, don't you? And it's a luxurious experience.
That's right.
You can turn your simple shower into like a spa. It's lovely.
Indeed. But foaming is also important because what it does is it allows you to use less of the surfactant on your skin. It gives a greater surface area, so that, and it's about how you cleanse yourself, really. That's really important. So building up, having a nice lather is not only a pleasant experience, it also means that you're using less on your skin.
Do you know, you're so right, because when I first started using this, I'm the kind of girl who will always use 2 pumps of everything just because I love it and I think, oh, it's going to do me twice as much good. I've realised that I only need 1, so it's much more economical, and I get the same amount of really good foam and lovely smell, and it can do my whole body literally, and it's just lovely. And then the smell just stays on your skin. It's really so uplifting first thing in the morning. Tell us about the oils, because you've got the same lovely signature scent that's in the bath oils. What are they?
They are Siberian fir needle, rosemary, eucalyptus, lavender, lavandin, lemon peel, lime, juniper, I haven't said that already, Mei Chang, and Siberian fir needle.
The Siberian fir is so interesting. In fact, I think I popped up on my stories a few weeks ago, maybe when I was in Germany, because it's such an extraordinary scent.
It really is.
It's not just sort of like pine. It has an element to that, so it's very cleansing. So if you're feeling a bit blocked up, it's very kind of recharging.
Yes, exactly. Health giving and restorative.
Yeah.
And they often use that. Siberian fir will be used in when perfumery, actually.
Really?
If they're going to use something like that. And it's not always immediately obvious that's what it is, because it has, from a sort of chemical breakdown perspective, it blends very well, and it gives something a little kind of oomph, if you like.
And of course, you're breathing in all these amazing, genuine essential oils. They're not synthetics. They're not just a little drop of this just so that you can put it on the fancy packaging, which, I know how the beauty industry works.
Yes.
And these oils are expensive.
Ever more expensive, in fact. Yeah.
Getting even more expensive, and it's very easy to kind of get seduced as a formulator into cutting corners and thinking, well, actually, we'll just pad this out with a bit of filler or a bit of synthetic. And you don't do that, do you?
We don't do that ever, no. I mean, to give you an idea, that the Siberian fir needle was 6 times more expensive than it was in 2015 now. And also, we're not buying it from Russia at the moment either, that's for sure. And we... not wanting to get too political there, but
all these things you have to think about. The supply chain. I mean, obviously everybody's supply chain got disrupted during the pandemic, but moving on.
Yes, indeed. And there were also Siberian fir needle forest fires. So there were Siberian forests last summer that thousands and thousands and thousands of hectares of forest land burnt down, which shot the price up as well.
Of course.
But so it's another constant battle to try and stay ahead of the game, and we don't compromise on that for sure.
That is so great to hear. And actually, I'm going to move on because I'm so dying to have some more of your lovely smell, as long with the body cleanser, which I highly recommend, and it's in my bathroom. Are these 2 lovely things that look so chic, and of course they come in their boxes. So if you are thinking of grabbing a discount and getting some early Christmas presents, I think this is a fabulous duo. So this is the hand wash, purifying hand wash. So chic. This feels to me very slightly thicker in texture. Again, you need a tiny dot. Really cleanses your hands without stripping. So it's a slightly different formulation, is it, from the all-over body wash?
It is. It's still sulfate-free.
Good.
But we've come up with a sort of, what we call it, a cushion of protection, if you like.
Oh, like that.
Which is a complex, which basically, well, I'm going to put it, this one is particularly made from, I have to remember my own products now, don't I?
Oh, you've got so many of them now. It's lovely. Popping some hand cream on.
Basically, it's a complex with tapioca and rice starches, which acts like a sort of moisture magnet.
Moisture magnet for the hands. Who doesn't need that at the moment? My hands are feeling so dry.
I think that's it. Particularly in the body, the hand lotion that is up to its.
I'm putting this on. I so wish that we had smell-o-vision, because the smell, you can't smell it, but just imagine. It's so lovely and it stays with you. And I don't know, there's something particularly good, I think, about this time of year when you get those lovely woody notes coming through, and it smells really purifying. It smells really fresh. Obviously, we've all got to keep hand washing and keeping clean. And our hands, they do, such hard work, and they get so trashed with everything, especially if you're, using sanitizers and all of that. It's so great to put something back in. I see that you've got shea butter in here as well, which is lovely.
Indeed, we have, yes.
And hands.
That's right. That forms part of this particular complex that we put together. The hands, obviously, they have dirt, the most dirt on them, really, or germs. They
anything we touch.
So one has to make it. To find that balance, and now that obviously since the pandemic everyone was starting washing their hands more, it's ever more important to maintain the health of the skin on the hands. And even just washing with water can break down amino acids, the surfactants that break down the ceramides, which are the sort of the cement between the cells, the kind of fat lipid cement, if you like, between the building blocks of those cells on the surface of your skin. And so it's really important to take ultra good care of your hands and to use something that's gentle yet effective, not to, and to basically try and redress the balance of the additional cleansing.
Yeah, I love that. I love that focus on ceramides, because you so rightly say they're so important. They're these little structures that fit into the cells. They're like the cement between the cells.
Indeed.
And so many hand treatments particularly are based on mineral oil,
right,
which just sits on the surface of the skin, and you probably don't know about mineral oil because you don't use it. So, but it's a very cheap basic ingredient that doesn't actually nourish the skin. It just sort of sits like a barrier.
Yeah.
But what I love about this is it's actually soaking in, and you can feel it. I can really feel. My hands just, you can't feel them, but they just feel really, really soft and hydrated and protected as, I go about my day, and, I know that they're going to stay chap-free, because once you start getting chapped skin, you then get open wounds, you're more prone to infection.
Exactly.
The skin is such a good barrier. We need to protect it and think about it. Wearing gloves when we're outside from this time of year onwards is also a really good idea to be doing.
Indeed.
And it just smells good. So are these new? I know that your body cleanser's new, but the hand...
Yes, we've launched them all together. There wasn't the plan originally, but, supply chain and the rest of it, and it ended up we haven't all launching all three products at the same time. But it makes sense in a way, because they all are about respecting the skin barrier, which is this is our mantra at the moment. Our tagline is "Restore Your Essential You," and all of our products are designed to restore, not only your kind of the skin barrier, but moisture levels, but also your well-being, and make you feel like the best version of yourself. So.
I love that. I love double duty, treble duty products, things that are going to be highly effective. So actually put something back into the skin and genuinely condition and nourish it and look after it, but also feel great, because you want, beauty after all is a luxury, isn't it? It's hopefully it's a smaller, affordable luxury. It's not like, going on holiday or buying cars or, expensive designer wear. It's something that we can actually do close to us that makes us feel good.
Indeed.
And also the whole wellness aspect of it, of having therapeutic levels of high quality essential oils that do good but also make us feel good, because there's this big limbic connection in the brain, isn't there? The mood and emotion centre in the brain focuses on smell, which is why smell is so powerful. It can be so transporting. It will uplift you, it will calm you, it will remind you of somebody or a moment or a place. It's the emotional aspect, I think, of scent is really interesting.
Well, balancing all those elements, particularly with the body cleanser, which I say took 5 years in development.
5 years for a body cleanser. That's impressive.
I'm a bit of a taskmaster when it comes by. I rejected a lot of iterations.
Good. But you've got a heritage. Yes. Your brand has been, as you say, 90 years in the making. You're not going to trash it by doing a quick fix. And, you don't have the luxury of big brands that have lots and lots of products that kind of, they test things. They go, well, this is okay. We'll pop it out there, and if nobody buys it, that doesn't matter. We'll just do another one. You don't have that luxury. You have to get it right from the get-go, don't you? From day one, it has to be perfect.
Exactly, and that's what, hopefully we've achieved that. It was a real long. As I said, I had this wish list of 5 different things about foaming, cleaning. I want it to be texturally, smell amazing, texturally work, be gentle on your skin, and moisturize it without drying you out.
Yeah.
And originally I said, well, you can't do all those things in one product. It's not possible.
I love it when somebody says to me, you can't do that.
I want it,
You can't, it's not possible to do that. You go, right, okay. There's a challenge.
Well, we're going to try, and we're going to keep trying until we do it. So, and I think I'm so proud of it, because we've actually achieved, we've been able to move the needle in lots of different directions there, so that, we've found something, and particularly with our signature fragrance, which is, it's not easy to make something that smells the same in an oil base as it does in a water-based product.
Absolutely right. You get the same oil, shove it in a hand cream or a body oil or a body wash, it changes completely. So you've been really clever in doing that.
Yeah, it was sort of punching.
I bet the formulators love you. 5 years, they're used to 5 months maximum, and then here's this guy being super picky, going,
I know. I've got a bit of a reputation among my NPD team of being,
I walked that path.
It pays off in the end, hopefully.
So before we go, let's just recap a little bit for those who missed the beginning. The Olverum oil, that's where it all started, the bath oil. You still have that. It still smells as wonderful as it did 90 years ago, 90 years ago. Yeah. And that's good. You would use it. Do you add it at the end of the bath? Do you add it while the water's running?
I'm glad you asked, actually, because I do see a lot of Instagram stories with people adding it like they would a bubble bath while the bath is running. Really, what you should do is run the bath first, and then take just a teaspoonful. You only need 5 ml. That's half a cupful. That's plenty. It's almost 50% essential oils are bath oils. So it's incredibly concentrated. Just that, pour it on, agitate the surface of the water, and you get this very fine, because it's very light and non-greasy, very fine film on the surface of the water, which basically coats your entire body as you get in. And then
I want to go off and have a bath now. I've already had my shower, but I'm ready for another session.
Well, it is therapy.
It is therapy. Yeah, it's self-care and it's self-love, and it's something that we can do that's, easy and so restorative. Yes, Deb, there is a Liz Loves. Of course there's a Liz Loves. We've got Dominic here, 15%. And that's across everything. Is it on the website, just to be sure? Okay.
Exactly, off everything.
Good. Lots of people saying they're adding it to their Christmas list. I do think this duo particularly, the body cleanser is lovely. It works for everybody. And it's also unisex, isn't it? You love it as much as I love it, as much as any age. Exactly. So it's a safe present.
About 30% of our users are men that are buying it. And then there are loads more that are stealing their girlfriends and wives as they
of course. Well, actually, I guess if you're a guy or even a girl wanting a present for your other half, you go, here you are, darling, I bought this for you. And then, of course, you know that it's sat there in the bathroom.
One other great selling point about it is because it's so little is used, it's virtually all of it is absorbed by your skin, and you breathe in the vapors, it calms your breathing as well. But it doesn't leave a ring around the bath because it's so light, non-greasy, anything just goes down the plug hole. So you don't, I've always understood, I couldn't understand, having to get out of the bath and then clean the bath
after.
Clean off
all the scum and everything. Yeah, exactly. And of course all that, especially all those foaming agents, the sulfates, going down the drains, not so great. So much better to be using little amounts of the very natural things. Just to show you, this was the hand wash and the hand lotion. That's how they come in these beautiful boxes. And I just think they look so chic, whatever. You've been very clever, because whatever your decor and design of bathroom, it's not too masculine, it's not too feminine, it just looks chic, doesn't it? It looks classy, frankly.
Thank you.
Oh, I love it. Well, thank you so much. I should get back. I'm still using this. Just before we go, we've got lots of comments actually about your scrub, which I also have in my bathroom. Loving the scrub. Michaela on Facebook saying, I have the scrub and I love it. There was also another comment that I missed here. So here we go. Oh, my goodness. What it's called? Dumbbell Prosecco and the Boys says the body polish is amazing too.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, Victoria. Perfect Christmas gift and no ring about the bath. Definitely. Dominic, thank you. Such a joy. And as always, lovely to hear the backstory. It's what I love about these lives is that it brings products to life. And I think you know, not only do we explain and we pass on knowledge about oils and how the skin works and all of that, but it means that when you do try these things, you've got a real insight into how they're made and the love which they're crafted with, which is just so special.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks very much.
And I hope to see you in person again soon. Thank you for being with us.
So, thank you.
You have to click off on the little white cross, otherwise I might click everybody off.
Oh, I have to do that, do I?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm afraid so. Thanks. Oh, wasn't that interesting? My goodness. Genuine love for a Liz Loves. Yeah, the hand moisturiser. I mean, I use a lot of hand creams. I get sent loads to try all the time. Very rarely do they make it onto a Liz Loves. So super. And definitely I'm going to be using those and buying more myself to give as Christmas gifts, because I can think of several people who I would love to give the gift of smooth, soft hands. So before I go, just to say a couple of things. There was a lot of chat on Tuesday, if you caught my live, which was live from Belfast, from Northern Ireland, at the amazing Galgorm Spa. I took the kids to go and see the Titanic. Amazing exhibition. If you haven't seen it, if you'd like to get a taste, I put a little video reel on my Liz Earle Me Instagram, and it just shows the journey of us going through and going around the exhibition. It was really fascinating. But Brella, bless her, she was with me, and she gate crashed my live on Tuesday because we were talking about gut health. She's got an Instagram channel now called By Brella, if you want to go and have a look. She's talking all about her personal gut health journey, and she has to be gluten-free at the moment, and she's coping with a lot with anxiety, and it's designed particularly for younger women like her. But if you want to share that with anybody, or you've got daughters or, you know, young members of the family that might want to have a bit of support, then I think that what she's doing at By Brella is really good. But she came in and she crashed my Instagram, and she was using or wanting to talk about Aura, which we were talking about, the gut health supplements, and these are the two that I'm particularly enjoying. So one is called Hormonal Balance and Support, and this one, it's not a probiotic, but it's got really interesting herbs in it, which I've become a big fan of in recent months / years. One is ashwagandha, which we've talked a lot about here, the adaptogenic herb. It's got some real key ones. That's why I love this formulation in particular. It's got ashwagandha, maca, which is really good for midlife women, reputedly very good for libido, just saying, but also mood, uplifting. Burdock root, it's got cordyceps, which is one of the nootropic mushrooms that we're hearing so much about. Fascinating to find that in a blend like this. And holy basil, that amazing herb, and vitamin C, so well worth checking that out. We have got a Liz Loves on that, just let me check. That's aura.organic, and that is 25% off everything. Not sure how long that's going to last, because that's quite a generous discount, but if you wanted to try. And the other one that I love from them is this one. It's called Trust Your Gut. This was the one that Brella was particularly interested in. It has so many different varieties of probiotics in here, including some of the key ones that I always look for. These are the ones that I look for personally. One is Rhamnosus, really known for helping with women and pelvic health in particular. It's also got Plantarum and Breve and Bifidum and Brevi and so many. Really good. Really, really good. Comments here. Jane, you've got your ticket for the Live Twice Carol concert. Do you know, I've had lots of comments about that. So my team have really kindly today on the Liz Earle Wellbeing website, if you go to the homepage, the first thing you see now, there's a little kind of carousel that scrolls across. The first thing is all about the Carol concert, and there's a click to get tickets and information. It's always a sellout. So I know it's only October, it's not even the beginning of November, but if you want to save the date, it's the 7th of December, Wednesday the 7th of December. There are two types of tickets. There's the early entry ticket that gets you a special little gathering. We haven't got many of those, but that gets you a chance to enter before the concert starts, and you'll meet me and the team from Liz Earle Wellbeing and Live Twice and some of our amazing readers. We've got some fantastic celebrity readers. I can't say who just yet, but you're going to absolutely love them. and it gets you a glass of fizz and all of that beforehand. So those are the early entry tickets, the VIP tickets, and then we've also got lots of tickets for the main area within the church, and it's such fun. And those of you who have been before, it's a regular occurrence, I know, for so many of you, and I'm so excited. For me, it just kicks off the real festive season. It's the 7th of December, so hopefully it's before the kind of the crush gets us, but it's a lovely way to connect. And of course now we've got this lovely community that's growing here at Liz Earle Wellbeing and on Instagram. It's a lovely way that we can hopefully meet in real life too. So that's that. Also, last chance, because we are moving into November, and that means there'll be a brand new issue of the Liz Earle Wellbeing magazine. If you're a subscriber, I hope that you're all set to get that. It's a beautiful issue. I love it. But it is also the last chance to get the Neroli necklace with its amazing discount. You've probably noticed I wear mine all the time. You can see it at the back of the magazine if you've got this one. This is what it is. It's my classic signature piece. It's the first piece that I ever designed for the Liz Earle jewellery range. 30% off. You don't need a code. It's just lizearlejewellery.com. I'm wearing the gold one, the yellow gold, but there's also a rose gold as well. But that discount will go on the 31st of October, so just a very quickie. And in fact, if you want to subscribe, if you want to get the new issue, then there's a great subscription gift. It's this, the Love Liposomal. This is magnesium, liposomal magnesium. We've talked many times about magnesium, about the mightiness of magnesium, why we all need it. I take my magnesium every day. It's a non-negotiable. I would not be without my magnesium. I love this. It's £35 to buy this, free as a subscription gift. Highly recommend it. You could give the magazine as a gift subscription to a friend for Christmas, and keep the gift if you want, so it's like a free present for somebody. So just saying, okay, that we do still have that, but obviously we've got limited stocks. So, oh, I'm sorry you can't make the Carol concert pen. I'll make sure that we put up lots of pictures afterwards on the website so that you can be there perhaps virtually. Really nice to see you. Hi, is that Kevin joining from the Naked Pharmacy? Oh, the Devon creator incoming all the way from Devon. I know we've got people who travel literally countrywide to make it down to London for the Carol concert. So I hope to see lots of you there. I hope we don't sell out too early, because otherwise we'll have to have a wait list. That's what we did last year. We had a waiting list. So if we do sell out of the tickets, pop your name on the waiting list and hopefully some will become available. Sending you lots of love. And if you've got any issues with subscriptions, do please contact Warners. Warners are brilliant, our subscription service. They are so good and so on it at sorting out all issues. You can pick up the phone, you can email them. There's contacts on the Liz Earle Wellbeing website. We want everybody to be happy with their subscription. Thank you very much. Thanks, Lainey, for popping up all the links. Look forward to being back with you. I'm back with you live on Tuesday. Tuesday, we are going to be talking about mature skin. So we're kind of going back up, focus on neck and face, with a really brilliant brand, Upcircle Beauty. I've talked about before. It's all about recycling and repurposing ingredients. Fascinating conversation. And tomorrow, don't forget, sign up for the newsletter. There's a free newsletter, comes out every Friday from Liz Earle Wellbeing. If you haven't got that, if you're not on the list, make sure that you're on it. There's a good newsletter coming out tomorrow. And of course, a new edition of the Liz Earle Wellbeing Show podcast will also go live. So I hope that you have got the notifications on to get the podcast in your podcast app. Free to download wherever you hear your podcasts normally. Or of course, you can head back to lizearlewellbeing.com and link to it from there. Until next week when we'll chat again live. Thanks for being with me. See you soon. Bye-bye.